Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Getting ready to do Taurus and Sagittarius sitting in a tree. Kissing. The hell. So it feels like for Taurus and Sagittarius pairings, from Taurus's perspective, let me say it like that. It seems like things are kind of mellowing out a little bit. Things are getting back into balance. Everything is not all helter-skelter. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like things are a little better. And that's a good thing. Let's get the cards I have already shuffled and cut. Get the cards on the board. We're going to do Taurus and Sagittarius. Month of December 2020. Stay in balance. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Your challenge, the Four of Wands. Some of you bull babies are ready. Sagittarius ain't ready. Your challenge is to, if you want to go up another level, another octave, if you will, you're going to have to sort out whatever misunderstandings you're having about sex, about money, about family. Yeah, that's where the hell it is, right there. Those are the things that are keeping you from going from point A to point B to point C and wherever else you're trying to go in your relationship with your Sagittarius. Money, sex, and family. That's what I hear. That's what the hell I got to go with. And it looks, by the looks of it here, yeah, opportunity passing you by. Some of you may feel like opportunity is doing just the hell that, passing you by, because you're not making any progress, even though y'all are kind of back in balance. Where's the hell? Let me get my fan right. Welcome to the damn desert. They done cut the air conditioning off. It's cold out here in the morning, let me just tell you. But in the evening, it's like, oh, Jesus. At any rate, yeah, this is just all up on my head right now. Taurus, this is ultimately where you trying to get to. You trying to get from a come over to come on home. But it's the misunderstandings in there. And with that, some of you may be feeling this way. The fuck the challenge part. You may just be feeling like the fuck. Trying to do this, and you're watching your friends getting married, moving in, doing all this other shit. Your challenge is going to be to stop that opportunity from passing by, if that's how you're feeling about it, and work through whatever misunderstandings you're having. It doesn't feel like they're big earth shaker type things, although for some of you, some of that money and sex business could be deal breakers if things don't change. Whatever end of the spectrum you're on, you ain't getting enough, you get too much, not enough money, it's too much, but whoever you are in that spectrum, you're going to have a come to Jesus meeting. That's what we used to call it. And have a meeting, a real meeting of the minds about where you are and where you want to go. Yeah, this Chariot is telling a change in perspective. This is the front end of your overall energy. So this is the stuff that's sitting right up here on top. That it's sitting on the Sun card. Some of you might not be going with the flow. You've got full knowledge. That Sun card is shining light everywhere. You have full knowledge of where the weaknesses are. I just told you, what I say, family, sex, money. But balance. Yeah, y'all, I don't know what kind of mess y'all were in over the summer, but it feels like a lot of that has died down. But I guess now you're kind of stepping back and looking at, okay, We made it through all that bullshit. How come we're not going further? That kind of energy. On the back end of your overall, I don't know. I don't. You want my opinion? I feel like there's energy here that maybe shouldn't be here. And I don't know whose side to call it on, Taurus or Sagittarius. But this is the Death card. I'm going to just say it. It's also the Scorpion card. So I don't know if one of you maybe have a Scorpio in your environment somewhere. For whatever it is, it's kind of in the back of your mind, Taurus, because it's sitting up here in your overall. You're still trying to maintain some balance with the relationship. Whatever went on over the summer between Taurus and Sagittarius, it don't look pretty. It feels like y'all are just like, whew, whatever the hell else is coming, it can't be that bad. That kind of energy, but there's something lurking. And it could be Taurus, but you got somebody in the background waiting on shit to fuck up with Sagittarius and move in. But this card on this side in this vice versa deck talks about letting go of dependent ties. So there may be someone, a Scorpio maybe, or somebody with heavy water energy in their chart, trying to keep you, and that might be one of the things that's holding you back. However that is working out with you, it's causing you almost to come out of balance, because you see it's talking about staying balanced. It's almost like whatever's going on in the background might be, pushing you out of your comfort zone. The back end of this is about overcoming your fears. So some of you may be, and this doesn't, put it here, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sexual relationship or an intimate relationship. It may be just somebody in the background, just back there, a friend, an ex, whoever, and they just lurking. But their very presence is keeping you from doing what you want to do with your Sagittarius. Now, it could be vice versa. It could be Sagittarius got somebody hanging off in the rafters somewhere waiting. There's some codependency going on. So wherever that fits with you, Taurus, apply it. It's all up. This is the bottom end of your overall energy, but it's all in your overall energy. You just feel it. And if this is not you and the Sagittarius, it's almost if you are aware, but you can't really put your finger on what it is. That part. That it's major energy, death. And that the Chariot, talking about having a radical change of perspective. Both of those, just major energy. Completing the transformation. Walking away from whatever's keeping you in whatever it is you're in right now, Taurus. Those are the two things that you probably need to just work on yourself without your Sagittarius. Let's see what the month has. First week, 9 of Swords with the Ace of Wands sitting on top, talking about control, emotional burdens, anxiety. And so there may be some of this going on in some area of your life. The control might be somebody. See that long bird flying up there? It might be a somebody that's trying to control the situation. So if you are engaged, just as an example, one of many, maybe the mother-in-law is just doing a bit too much for you. I'm just saying. Maybe your parents are just doing a bit too much. However that's resonating, at any rate, it's causing you up at night and a whole lot of emotional anxiety that you probably don't need. Do your best to make sure boundaries, folks know where their boundaries are. A lot of times, especially with in-laws, they don't realize, everybody in the house is not a bunch of kids. Everybody in the house is taxpayer. and they're adults. Sometimes you have to remind parents of that thing because they still look at you or your spouse or your partner or whoever like y'all are kids. So just be aware of that. Power, commitment, and authority is on the back side of this. So again, dealing with the relationship, there may be some power struggles going on between you and your partner, or your parents might be fighting for all the hell of that. So this is for those of you that are probably a little further along in the where we're trying to get to chain. This is that group that's engaged or living together, getting ready to be engaged, married, whatever. But it's the people in the background. You can see the torch very clearly, but that sun and that bird are not being denied. I'm just saying. Ace of Wands, what you want me to tell you? Do your best, Taurus, to get the boundaries out and let folks know, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. You ain't got to be mean and nasty when you do it. But for those of you that need it, you may need to go ahead and set those boundaries out so you can carry your butt to bed at night. Ain't nobody trying to be up worrying about what somebody thought you did. Man, please. With the Seven of Wands on top of the Two of Pentacles, your Sagittarius is trying to make some moves. The backside of this is about negotiations, but this side is about being bold, the audacity. He's just standing up there with his sword like, I will pull it out. Try me. That boldness. And again, we're talking about balancing life, work, play, intimate balance, having that balance. And your Sag might be holding it down. Just what the fuck for whatever it is, might be holding it down. There are some type of negotiations going on in the background. So your Sag might be trying to get a job, a promotion, might be trying to start a business, trying to get money, however that's resonating for you. But overall, your Sag is standing strong. Standing strong, minus whatever little misunderstandings y'all have. Again, the Two of Pentacles, maintaining that balance. I have a funny feeling this month is not going to be as easy to do as it is to say. With the Page of Cups and the King of Swords, just off the rip, get them boundaries in place. That it came up on this side talking about liberation. Liberation. You need to get some cooperation with the people involved. Again, we might be talking about in-laws, siblings. This is the family unit. I don't feel like this is a lot of outside social. The family unit. And maybe y'all need to be liberated from the family unit. That could be. There might be issues with maybe Sag being too close to their family. Or maybe Sag thinking Taurus is too close to their family and y'all just go and there's never a break between you and your partner and your family. It's all together. And with the pandemic, that's probably more likely than not. Don't lose sight of where you're trying to go towards and what you're trying to get. Don't let your emotions get the better of you in this instance. Stay cool, stay rational. But back here, the object of the game is to be liberated, one way or the other. And again, some of you, I kind of feel some of y'all are thinking about just not going any further in your relationship because you're on the other side of this opportunity passing you by. You may feel like there's too much drama going on with you and Sag and family members or whatever. And maybe, this ain't for everybody, eat the fish, leave the bones. Maybe you do better off taking a step back or taking a step out completely. That energy is there. Again, I don't think that's everybody's story, but it's there. So it's there. I told you. There you go. Second week, the Lovers. On top of the World card. Yeah. letting go of illusions. And so we come back to your challenge about getting the misunderstandings in the relationship, getting rid of those and letting them go. In doing this, obviously, if this card shows up one more time, we're obviously in a cycle change. Many of you are not even just starting new chapters. Some of y'all are starting brand new books. But we're in transition right now. And so what this is asking you to do while you're letting go of illusions, use the wisdom from past relationships. If you feel like there's a part here that you're stuck on with your Sagittarius, go back. Do some damn time travel. Figure some shit out. Because if you take your time and maybe kind of pick through an older relationship and compare notes with what you got going on now, you may see some similarities, which is going to bring it back to you, Taurus. I know y'all ain't trying to hear that shit, but it's going to bring it back to you if that's the case. Others of you maybe need to just let go of the illusion. Here we go back to the misunderstandings about family, about sex, about money with your Sagittarius, and get down to the nitty-gritty, get to the knowledge part of what y'all are trying to do as a couple. With the Queen of Cups on top of the Five of Pentacles, there's some self-sabotage going on. I'm going to say that now. And now that I see it, I'm really going to say it. And that might be messing with the sex part. Emotion, sex, all that, mix it up in a bowl, that's what you get. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage going on. Maybe when it comes to the sex, some of y'all are not feeling like you're getting all the attention and affection you should get. And that's not just sex. You just may be feeling like you're not getting enough attention, and then I got to swing right back around to the family. Some of you may be feeling like your partner is spending too much time with family, or letting family stress them out. So when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, y'all can't do nothing because the partner's stressed out. Could go either way, but I'm again reading for Taurus, so the energy is more on Taurus' side. If this is happening to Taurus and not necessarily Taurus in it, I have to wait to do the Sagittarius and Taurus reading to get a full picture of what's going on. At any rate, at the end of the first 2 weeks of the month, we got the Strength card on top of the Two of Swords. That wasting time, opportunities passing you by, this is kind of throttling itself in the background. It just is. Letting go of dependent ties. Some of you may be weighing, this is Taurus now, you may be weighing doing something else besides Sagittarius. Front end of the Strength card talking about courage and balance, in particular new energy. I'm trying to stay off this new shit because I don't want to see my Taurus and Sagittarius breaking up. But some of y'all, this is not for everybody, but some of y'all are in that energy where it's termination. You're going to call it quits because you're not, it feels like for some Tauruses, they're not seeing the kind of activity, the growth maybe, that they want to see right now, and it's taking too long. If you're cross-watching, let me just say this about Taurus right now. Taurus is going through transformation. So things that were good to Taurus 6 months ago, Taurus will probably just damn near choke you out if you thought it was good to him today. That's how quickly Taurus is evolving and changing. Let me stop there and say this. This is a death card again. What is blocking you? I'm going to ask a better question. Who is blocking you? Got all these little people. You got people over here, there, right there. You got the skeleton on top of the skeleton. What's blocking you? That energy is strong. That something is not moving towards. And I think if I keep talking, I'm going to tell you it's getting kind of frustrating. That is not going to apply to everybody. Just saying. But now, getting a bigger view with more cards. Some of y'all are not, I'm not dealing with what suit the card is, major, minor, none of that. I'm just looking at the cards. And I'm seeing too many asses. Let me just put it out there like that. I am just seeing too many damn asses. The back of this, the back of that. So I'm going to walk right back through and say that's that energy. Some of y'all are really thinking about letting it go. Totally letting go of the illusion. Right here with the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. I'm looking at his back. It's talking about dedication, but is that what you're really contemplating? Not necessarily showing or acting on, but contemplating how dedicated maybe your partner is going to be in all of this with all these folks. I'm just saying. Wasting time. Wasting time. Some of you, again, that energy is there. You may feel like other opportunities are passing you by. It could even be work. But because you're in this situation, you can't move. Here we go with the swords. Got you all stuck. And it may almost be an obsessive type of thing where you can see what the near future looks like if everybody would just get on board. But you can also see what the immediate future looks like if you just roll out. And that can have you right here stuck. Trying to process, obsessing over what needs to be done. This is sitting on top of the Justice card. Damn, here we go one more again. Talking about seeking opportunities to grow. Mind you, that's the back end of this card as well. So there may be something there for some of you. You're thinking, maybe this is confirmation for you. If you're thinking about leaving, you go with that Death card again, talking about transformation again, related to the sign of Scorpio. What is blocking you? What is blocking you? There may be a point mid-month towards the end of the month where it might actually come out of somebody's mouth. What's keeping y'all from getting married? What's keeping y'all from moving in together? That might actually come up. It can become a very transformative conversation if you allow it, Taurus, and you don't get all bully and defensive and start trying to go off on somebody. I'm just saying. Repressed emotions. So some of y'all may be dealing with some repressed emotions, but beyond that, I'm looking at all of that he's carrying on his back. And wondering if, Taurus, you're trying to deal with everybody's emotional yahoo. That's not actually what's blocking you from getting to where you want to go. Just a thought. Looking at the 4th week, the 5 of Swords with the Emperor. It feels like y'all are going to come to some kind of conclusion as you get closer to the end of the month. You may not have anything resolved. You may even feel like your Sagittarius is doing a whole lot of bullshit ass people pleasing, blah, 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 blah. However that's resonating. But this is the Emperor. The back of this is talking about the fruits of your labor. You got the concrete, logical thought side. So there may be a point here where you need to just look at what's going on. Let go of whatever illusions you may have, or even moving the relationship forward. Maybe this is not the time. Maybe this is not your forever. However that's resonating. But it's all going to come to a head here. People pleasing is in that little knot too. So if you are doing things to make other people happy, but you're not necessarily feeling all of that yourself, that is something worth checking out and applying some concrete, logical thought to. Is this really the kind of situation you want to be in? Funny, on Facebook about an hour ago, I don't know if my sister or one of my friends posted something. It was one of my coworkers, ex-coworkers, posted something about, do you really want to be married to that? Now I'm paraphrasing it and putting it in a nutshell. It was like 3 or 4 little, whatever they are, memes and lots of words, but the essence of it, do you really want to be tied up? Do you really want to be committed? Do you really want to go into a binding contract with this person? And maybe the universe is trying to show you, hold up, wait a minute. With the Ace of Pentacles sitting on top of the Moon card, again, we're talking about illusions and deception. Even if it's self-deception, it is there. So as you move through the month, the breaking point, the closer you get to the end of the month, the closer you're going to be. If you're going to break, that's going to be where it'll happen. Some of you, however, will make it through. Page of Wands and the Six of Wands. Looking at the sacrifices that you make for each other. You see, here you go, talking about clear intentions equals success. So for those of you that don't leave or split up or whatever, it will be helpful for you to clear your intentions and get them solid. What is your intent for the relationship? What is your intent for your partner? Do you want to get married? Taurus, I'm going to tell you because I know you. It might be you. In some instances, it takes two to tango, so it ain't never all or nobody's fault. But, Taurus, my dear bully babies, if you're being too stubborn, maybe, or too rigid, I'm going to take you right back here and talk about letting go of illusions. Maybe it's time to let go of something so that you're not in a position of feeling like you have to control or win the power struggle. Because all of that's in here too. What is blocking you? What decisions do you need to make? Let me just bring it back to the challenge card. Do you feel like opportunities are passing you by? That part. And you know what? I don't like readings, the breakup readings. I really don't. But what I have to say in Taurus's defense is that this is a learning period for us. I'm going to give it to me. I'm going to take all three. This is a learning period for us. Just because they said it doesn't make it true. I can hear somebody's mama in the background. I never said that though. Yeah, that part. But just because anybody is saying anything, that don't make it true. That part. Ask questions. Taurus, know everything. I'm just saying, ask questions. Don't believe what you hear. So there may be some conversations going on and people putting bullshit in your ear, dear Taurus. Family, sex, and money is where your misunderstandings are with your Sagittarius. Again, that little nymph back there in the background, all up under the sun, kind of there, but not really. Yeah, that part. There may be somebody trying to throw some salt in it. What I will say, Taurus, before you do any big decision making, make sure what you're acting on is fact and not some bullshit that somebody told you on some other bullshit. Sagittarius will say the same thing to you before you turn around. I'm leaving. Make sure you're acting on fact and not on bullshit. I don't think it's the end of the world if y'all sit down and have some communication, that ask questions part. I think Taurus and Sag can, again, after the summer some of you have had, this really shouldn't be a big deal, but for some of you, it may just be that the energy that you're in feels like you can't move forward. So take your time. Don't do nothing hasty. I love y'all. I hope you have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.